Hey everybody, how's it going? It's John at Collect Cards, and my SGC order just arrived a little while ago. This is my fourth submission to SGC of, well, these are all vintage cards. A couple of videos ago, I posted the cards that I was going to send in, and I actually showed 6 cards. And as it turned out, I only sent in 5. And I'm trying to open this as quickly as I can. But I only sent in 5 actually because, as it turned out, the shipping cost went up dramatically with the 6th card. It went up from $15 to $25. And I was like, well, okay, I guess I'm not going to send in 6. So the Juan Soto, pardon me for just a sec, get that off camera. The Juan Soto Topps Heritage from this year, the not vintage stock, the flip stock, here they are, is going to have to go another time, and it's really not a big deal, but there's that. But I am excited to show these to you. Honestly, I was hoping to show them to you a lot sooner. So this is my 4th order, and this one took the longest to get here. This one took, I mean, in terms of business days, I guess it did still fall into their 5 to 10 day window. I sent them in 2 weeks ago yesterday. This is Saturday, November, is it the 19th today? I think it's the 19th. Yeah, Saturday, November 19th. I sent them in Friday 2 weeks ago, so that would have been the 4th. And they got into SGC on the 7th, that Monday. And because that's been the pattern I've done. And then a couple of times I got them back that week, like on Thursday, like literally a 6-day turnaround, 3-4 business days. They didn't actually grade them until last Friday, the 11th. And they sent them out that Monday. And then it took a little while for them to get here. So it was like sidetracked for a little while. Like it was like in Memphis for like, I don't know, a day or two on the tracking for USPS. So it took a sweet old time getting here, but and you know, I was just a little spoiled, I think, just from the past 3 submissions I did about in terms of how fast they turned them around. So this is still, you know, totally fine. But in the end, this time it took 2 weeks. But here we go. I have 5 to show you here. I do know what the grades are. Let's get right to it. First card is our 1969 Topps Hank Aaron. I was hoping for a 4, or anything above a 4 would have been awesome, but I was hoping for a 4. You know, eye appeal, like at first glance, pretty good. You know, there's some corner wear there. Not tons, some. I'm going to try to make this happen a little faster, guys, just so you know. I'm going to try to do this video a little quicker than I usually have done. There's a little wear up here. That was the biggest issue on this card. It was right here. There's some wear there. I'll take it out after I show. I'll take it out of the bag here in a second. Actually, I might leave it in this time, depending on what the glare looks like. But I was hoping for a 4. It looks pretty well centered on the back. Let's see what they gave me. I could not believe this. This was the big, so I'll let you know right now, this was the biggest surprise by a lot in this group. I got a 6 on this. I was incredibly surprised, and pleasantly so. I mean, eye appeal, first glance, it's pretty good. The centering is good on this. A lot of these Aarons are off-center right. This is a little off-center right, but not by a lot. But, I mean, here's that edge wear there. I mean, looks great in the slab, no doubt about that. There's the corners. It's, you know, I mean, it's a little, there's some wear there. So I don't know if, I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'd give this a 6 myself, and I'm not a grader. But I'm going to take the 6 any day of the week. So maybe I should just move on. But yeah, I got a 6 on this card, and I thought 4.5 was kind of where I was expecting. So I'm, again, shocked, almost shocked at this one, to be honest with you. I'll just lay it down as I typically do. So SGC, very kind to me on that one. I don't know if they missed something, or I'm sure I'm missing something. And, you know, maybe it's got other things going for it. Maybe the image quality, the overall surface is really good. I don't know. But I'm going to move on to the next one. But yeah, Hank Aaron, 1969, gets a 6. A big upset on that one, I'd say. My next one is a 1962 Topps Gaylord Perry rookie. It's off center left on the front, as you're going to see, as most of these are. The back is good on this, though. I mean, you see that off-centeredness top bottom here, but the corners really show pretty well on this, on the back, which is why I was confident to, or hopeful to send it in for perhaps, you know, I was hoping for, let me think of my video that I did. I think I was hoping for a 5 on it, if I remember right. That's what I was hoping for. And, you know, I thought it maybe had a chance because those corners are halfway decent, regardless of the centering. The edge wear on the front is, you know, it's definitely there. So let's see what SGC did for me on this one. I pulled out the 5 on this. Happy about this one. Yeah, I was pleasantly, I mean, I wasn't super duper surprised. Not like that. That was borderline shock. But this was, you know, I was happy with this one. I think the corner that I was of most concern was this one up here. It just seems rounded, but if you look at it closely, it's not as rounded. I think it's just the way the wood borders are on these cards. They show wear, like at first glance, a lot more than what they really are. I think like that one, if you look closely, the corner almost kind of magically starts coming back. You look at it a little further away, it looks a little rounded. So I don't know. But I'm happy about this 5. So yeah, my Gaylord Perry 1962 rookie pulls out a 5. So far so good in terms of my hopes on grades here. Next up, I have a, this was kind of the wild card of the bunch. This was my, I'll put these last two kind of over here. This was my 1959 Topps Roger Maris, his second-year card. This was the weakest card of the bunch in terms of condition by a good amount. But as you can tell, the corners are okay. I mean, there's a fold on that one. That corner's pretty good. Very good, actually. That one might have, it's either a spot down here or somewhere. That little white thing, I can't tell what that is. I don't know what it is exactly. And then that one's got a little bit of a fold there too. But they're not completely rounded. It's off center, pretty far off center left when I turn it over. It's a white back versus the gray back, which has slightly more value, but I think it's pretty minimal, but it is, you know, it might add a smidge more. But again, it presents pretty well, but the surface has a couple of like indentations on it, or one notable one that I wouldn't call a crease. But, you know, let's see what SGC thought about this one. 3.5. 3.5. I was hoping for, in the video, I think I said a 3 I was hoping for, but I wasn't going to be surprised if it was a 2 or a 2.5 because of, you could see it right just now looking at it. It's right here. It's a pretty gnarly indentation that really kind of pops there. And there's some paper loss white spotting there on in the actual portrait of him there. So, and there's a little bit of also some, you know, staining or a mark of some kind there. So, you know, this card had some issues. There's that fold there, very off-center left, some more staining here, right there, or on the right. But overall, you know, this was a card, I don't know, I just thought maybe this was a nice one to get in a slab, and it looks really good, actually, in this one. In fact, versus the other two, this is my favorite one of the 3 so far. Looks really nice. Again, I do this to try to, now the phrase I like to use is lock-in value, and I think so far it's doing just that. I think because of this here, you know, if I were to ever sell it, which I don't immediately plan to, or if ever, but you know, you could easily say, well, it's got a crease in it, or it's got that issue, and so, you know, maybe it's worth, you know, this much versus what you think. And well, here's what SGC thinks, you know, and they're a pretty legit grading service. So 3.5 for Mr. Maris here. I thought it was good to get him graded just based off of the year that Aaron Judge had, and, you know, Maris was in the news, and I thought, you know, just because of that, chasing his record, and I was like, yeah, let's send this one in. I kind of like the card. And yeah, I'm happy with that 3.5. I'm quite happy with that 3.5. So the last two cards I have are from my 1954 set. First one is my favorite card in terms of just looking overall kind of design of the set, and that's the Whitey Ford, number 37. I was hoping for a 5 on this one. I was really hoping for a 5 on this one because I wanted my favorite card of the set to be an EX at least. I bought it kind of with that in mind, and I paid, let's see, it was either 90 or 100 even. It was probably close to 100 out the door with shipping and everything that I purchased it for. Although I had just sold a card like that same night for about that price, so it was sort of like almost a trade, which is the way I'm looking at it. But even so, I still wanted a nice grade for what I think is my favorite card of the set. So edges look pretty good. It's a bit of an issue there in the back here. That's probably the biggest edge issue. But overall, it's pretty clean back. It's not super stained. A little bit up top here, but pretty marginal in terms of that. Presents very well on both sides, I think. And so I was happy with, having this, and I was looking forward to getting it slabbed. And let's see how SGC, let's see how they thought. Got the 5. So I was pleased to see this one. When they emailed me with the grades on Monday, I believe this week it was. Yeah, no, it just looks really nice. I like that look a lot. Just a beautiful card. Love the blues in this set. I've talked about this a couple times. I love the way his jersey kind of is real close there with the lettering, and the way he's holding the ball. It's just a great card. It's a little off center, top, bottom. A little more toward the bottom, but the rest of this card is pretty nice. I mean, just the eye appeal on this was, when I originally saw it on eBay when I did buy it I think it was probably about 2 years ago that I picked it up. Always loved having this card in my collection and enjoy having it in a SGC slab. So I got the 5 on Mr. Ford there. Pretty excited on that. Last card was my number 1, Ted Williams from the 1954 Top Set, an iconic card. I was hoping for a 3 on this one because, as you can see, the corners are quite rounded. But the rest of the card looks good. The eye appeal on this card on the front when you see it, if you saw the couple videos ago, it looks nice. And I was confident that this one was legit as opposed, well, my other number 250 of Ted Williams was also legit, but it was altered. So that one came back authentic erased, actually. So there must have been a pencil mark or something that was erased on it. And it was in better condition than this. But I bought this from, and I can't remember what seller I bought it from. That one from. It had good ratings, I remember. But anyway, I got this one from Greg Morris Auctions. So they're one of the, most reputable and most well-known selling vintage singles in the hobby. So I did win an auction for this one in 2020. And actually, when I did win this, I think this was the first big one of the biggies of this set. I think this was the first one I actually got. And once I got it, I was like, okay, I'm in. I'm in for good. I'm really looking to collect this set for real. It was either this one or the Willie Mays. I think it was this one, because the Mays I also got from Greg Morris. Actually, I won an auction for that one as well, which I graded a while back and got a 3 on it. But again, I was hoping for a 3 on this one too. Let's wait no further on this one, and we'll see. Let's see what SGC thought. I got the 4 on this. I was very happy about this one. And a nice way to wrap up this video. As you could tell, I think just, again, there's not much paper loss on this card. The orange really pops well on this one. It's centered well as also. I think that really has it going for it. I mean, rounded corners aside, it's got a lot going for it. So I think this is actually a pretty nice 4. If those corners were marginally better, then this might have been a 5, which, it adds that much more value to it. But a 4 versus a 3 or 3.5, yeah, pretty notable in terms of value uptick, I think, based on kind of, just a little looking around on what these are selling for right now. So overall, I was pretty happy about my grades for this one. And with that, this is going to be my last grade, probably for at least a month or two. At least a month. I'm definitely not going to send in cards next month. I'm going to take a month off with the holidays and, you know, other budget stuff going on there. Because of that, let's shuffle things around here. We'll move Mr. Perry over here. And we'll kind of keep it like that. Yeah, Whitey could be over there. It's fine. But there you have it. There are my last, my most recent 5-pack of cards to send in. I do enjoy doing this when I find cards that, you know, either I've had already or pick up recently with the intention to grade. It's a fun part of the hobby that I'm starting to embrace, and I do plan to still get my 54 Hall of Famers. If I don't get all of them graded, I'm going to get most of them graded. And I do know the next one I do send out, which I think it'll probably be in January. I think my Jackie Robinson's the last of the big cards in terms of, like, you know, value in the hundreds. It's my last big one that I don't have graded, and so that one will definitely go out on the next submission. It's not in good condition. It's probably a 2 at best, but definitely need to get that one slabbed up, so I'm looking forward to doing that. Again, it's the Saturday before Thanksgiving. I got to run. I got a little family thing to attend to here in a little bit, but I wanted to get this out there today because, again, it came a little later this time, the package, but again, all the same, very happy with you know, SGC turning these around like they do. So if I don't make another video before Thanksgiving, have a wonderful Thanksgiving with your families and loved ones and friends, and best wishes from me. And until the next video, have a good one. Take care. Bye.